Hey everybody. So today a new update from the Peruvian government. Not too big of a deal, but it's definitely a change. So right now the government has this pretty strict curfew that nobody's allowed outside at all. So not even for like food or medicine or necessities from 8 p.m. until 5 a.m. You can leave for like a medical emergency. So if like something's happening, you need to go to the hospital, yeah, you're good to go. But now he has changed it so that it's going to be 6 p.m. until 5 a.m. And then in certain regions, for some reason, 4 a.m. until 5 a.m. So all the stores have to close, everything, everybody has to be home by that time. Um, and I think the reason he's doing it is because people just are not obeying the strict nighttime like quarantine stuff. So of like not going out, and so he's made it stricter, which I get. The healthcare system in Peru is will have a hard time dealing with a huge peak in the number of cases. I believe I read somewhere or heard on the news that the whole country of Peru, which is 33 million people, they only have 300 respirators. Um, so that's kind of an issue. So I totally get why he's doing it. I'm sure people aren't happy everywhere, but they have a hashtag going around in Peru, and even like they have like advertisements all the time about staying in your house. So they have like celebrities coming on and saying like their big theme, their hashtag is "Yo quiero en mi casa," which means I stay in my house. Um, and so that's their really big thing. So yeah, so they're really working hard on that. Like every other ad on the TV is about staying in your house. It's big. It's a big deal. Um, anyway, so there's that. The other thing is that the other two families that are staying here, sounds like they're leaving tomorrow. They both live in Cusco. They have apartments there, and they decided that the quarantine would be better here because there's an outdoor space. One family has a dog. They both have kids. So the kids can be outside and play and wouldn't be confined to an apartment because they can't go outside and go to a park. Because I know some people in the US, you guys are able to go to like Ledges Park or, go for a walk, on a trail. That's not allowed here. We can't do that. And so with the kids, like a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, and then the other family has a 10-year-old and a dog, it's really hard. You also can't even take your dog for a walk right now. The only thing you're allowed to do is you can take your dog right directly outside the front of your apartment building to go to the bathroom, and then you have to turn around and go right back in. You can't even take your dog for a walk. It's not allowed. In fact, I've heard stories about people getting arrested doing it. So they're being really strict about it. They're really, really worried about the coronavirus here. There's even men in suits going around and spraying down the streets with like a bleach solution. They're going on, they're trying their best to take it as seriously as possible. So anyway, these families are leaving and they're going to Cusco. And I thought this might be my chance to go to Cusco and be in the city so that when I do get on a flight, I can go and I can be there quickly. Because I'm a little nervous about how I'm going to get out of here because it's about an hour and a half to 2 hours to get to Cusco. And if I'm on a flight, I get a special permission thing that says, yes, this person is allowed to get on this flight, and the person driving is allowed to take them. So, but I'm nervous that like it's gonna be hard for me to find a taxi driver or whatever. Whereas if I'm already in Cusco, I can just go. They have like rendezvous points where you can get on a bus that will take you to the airport as long as your name's on the manifest. So I was thinking maybe that would be better. But then after talking to my parents and talking and other things, I don't know how these families are going to get permission to go back to Cusco. They live there, so hopefully they won't like, if people stop them, they can just be like, hey, yo, we live in Cusco and whatever, they'll let them go. But the problem is, in order to move about the country of Peru at all, you have to have a special permit. So unless they can find a driver that has a special permit that's going to allow them to go, when they get stopped at like a road, because they have road barricades every, I don't know, however long, with policemen and military, I don't know what they're gonna say. So I'm a little nervous about that. So after talking to my parents, we decided, it'd be better if I had my special permit just to make sure that I'm okay. So I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna continue staying here, and it's gonna be great. So that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna wait for that phone call or the email or both. And people are saying they either get a phone call or an email, or some get both, whatever. Hopefully I get the email because I need that little slip of paper that says I get to move about the country to get to the airport. So most of the emails though are coming in the middle of the night. People are saying they're getting it at like 11:30 at night or midnight. And usually I'm asleep at that time, so I've decided that I'm gonna start setting an alarm for 1 a.m. so that I can at least see if I'm on a flight, and if so, I can start packing and getting all my stuff together. So that's kind of my plan right now for how that's gonna look and work. So we'll see. I'm fingers crossed I get a flight out of here this week. It's only Monday, so I have, fingers crossed, but who knows? I think they still have like 3,000 more people to get out of Peru. So I think they've gotten 3,000 out, but they still have 3,000 more. So I'm not gonna hold my breath, but this week, right? Fingers crossed this week. So yeah, those are my big updates. I'm staying positive. Listened to some great Brene Brown. One was like a podcast of hers, and the other one was a TED Talk. The TED Talk I've heard several times before, but each time you listen to one of those, it always relates to your new normal or your new situation that you're going through. Her other podcast was actually 25 minutes about like how you can deal with what's going on right now with the COVID-19, which I loved. And she really talked about this calling settling the ball. So if you've ever played soccer, when the ball comes, you can kick it, but the ball, like if you don't stop the ball and settle it first, the ball kind of go or wherever it goes, right? And if you watch like professional players, if it's up in the air, they'll like stop it with their chest or with a knee, or like they settle the ball, get control, and then move on, right? And so she really talked about how now is the time for us, kind of our adrenaline was going at the beginning of this emergency. Well, adrenaline is wearing off, which is good for our bodies. So it's not good to have a ton of adrenaline for a long amount of time. But now it's time to settle the ball, figure out what's going on, figure out what our next move is going to be, and then take control and then move on, right? And do what you've got to do. So for me right now, settling the ball is just trying to focus on what I can control and what I can do. Staying super positive. I'm trying not to be a fake positive, if that makes sense. Because I don't think like an inauthentic positive is at all helpful. So for me, it's about like, I want to find the positive in each day. What am I happy for today? I got to go outside for a walk. And even though I'm in my tiny little area, I got to get a walk in, and that felt good. I got to see some fellow coworkers on a meeting today, which was nice. I talked to another coworker over the phone. I talked to my best friend on the phone for like an hour and a half today. Talked to my parents today. Like, those are all really great and positive things that I'm happy about. And I'm just like, I've got to focus on those things and not focus on all these things that are out of my control. I still need to work on some of these things that are out of my control, such as getting this flight home, but I can't just focus on it all day long. So for all of you that are out there and you feel like you're ping-ponging all over the place, go ahead and settle your ball. Take some time, plan out your next move, take control back of your life. I think it'll help, and I think, this whole thing is going to change a lot of people, but I'm kind of wondering if it's not going to change some of us for the better, and allowing us to say, hey, these are my priorities. This is how I respond to stress. This is how I am going to be resilient today. Even if it's just a small little thing, even if it's like, I'm resilient today because I got out of bed and brushed my teeth. Great. If that's what you need to do to settle your ball, do it. So hopefully that was a quick little motivational pep talk, as well as an update to my situation. Anyway, I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Maybe I will have gotten an email or a phone call. Maybe not, but it's okay. One of these days I'll get out of here and I'll get to go home. So, all right. Bye, everybody. Have a good night.